Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is going to do Toriko chapters 181 and 182 review. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to lie to you. These two chapters, okay, the first one, I thought was okay. The second one, I liked a lot. Because that, to me, was like, it revealed a lot of stuff. I was like, yes, it was funny. It was very interesting, and how things panned out. So, let me just hop right in, all right? Chapter 181 of Toriko. Basically, the key point of this chapter was the reveal of Chin. And his gag is that he can basically not remember your name, okay? It's like he fucks up the names really, really bad. It's the reveal of Chin, one of the national treasures. Alongside that, he had a partner named Chio, but she disappeared without a trace. I believe that it was the Bushokyukai. They took her probably at some point because they need chefs in order to go to the gourmet world so they can go and like start fucking up shit. And, probably Starjin just like walking in there like, yeah, grab Chio, walked out, yo, Starjin, I need to see him fight. I want to see him fight so bad. I'm like, fuck, dude, Starjin. All right, but that's the first thing. The next thing is going to be the structure, because at some point Chin does take, because Toriko and Komatsu realize that this is Chin and we want to go to the Shokurin temple to get the bubbly fruit. And the thing about it is that once they leave the disappearance cuisine, they go and follow Chin to the Shokurin temple, and shit gets real, because what happens here is that they're walking, and then Chin says, watch your footing, and then bam, all of a sudden, there's no ground beneath them, nothing, just complete white. So, and then he tells them that the material that makes the disappearance cuisine is also the same material that makes the Shokurin temple, the ground, the grass, the soil. I was like, whoa, so it's crazy, all right? So, what happens here is that Komatsu remembers a voice that told him to clap his hand twice and bow, and that same voice belongs to Chin. So he realized that Chin was the one who assisted them into getting into the disappearance cuisine. So Komatsu and Toriko both clap their hands twice and bow, and then right in front of them is the Shokurin temple, which is a fairly large temple. But the temple in and of itself is very, very weird. I mean, it's not like any temple I've ever known before. Because what happens here is that, Toriko is excited. He goes in there, takes his first step, bam. First step, what happens? A spike goes right through his foot. And then a boulder, out of nowhere, comes and is falling down upon Komatsu. Toriko saves him, but then Chin also reveals that the Shokurin temple in and of itself will attack you if you do not show a constant state of food etiquette at all times. And I was like, whoa, okay, so this temple's on shit. But then it gets even weirder, because there's one guy who leaves the temple. He starts running away. He's like, I can't take space anymore. I can't do it anymore. And then he runs out of the temple, and then the temple itself lights on fire. Apparently one of the guys said that because he sees Master Chin, and then he's like, oh, Master Chin, we have a problem here. The temple got fed up with people with bad manners, so it lit itself on fire. How does a temple light itself on fire? What the hell is that? It's really strange. So, but the way Chin handles the situation, very impressive, okay? He makes a spoon, okay, because he does. I think it was like a show ogi. I'm not too sure, but it is an ogi. It is a hidden technique, secret technique, whatever you want to call them. And he makes his hands like a spoon shape. Then he swipes, and then a giant spoon comes out of nowhere and grabs all the flames, and then he just holds the flames in his hands like this, really delicately. And Toriko was like, yes, I want this guy to train me. I want this guy to train me, so I can learn proper food etiquette and proper food honor, so I can hold my skills as a hunter, as a Bashokyuko. So that was chapter number 181. All right, and in my opinion, I thought it was okay. The ending was damn good, because the ending was like, whoa, because Chin over here is not fucking around, and in chapter 182, he's really not fucking around. I mean, like, this guy is serious For a little dude with like no hair on top, and who's like maybe like I'm gonna say 3 feet. Yeah, he does not fuck around. Okay. The next chapter, what happens here is that they go into the temple, and the temple is like systematically attacking them. And then Chin tells them that you must have a constant state of food honor. You must have a constant state of respect for the things around you. And he gives a good example. The example was, if you're gonna pray, you pray, and then you have respect and dignity for the things around you. But once that prayer is over, you walk away as if nothing ever happened. So you must maintain this state of mind and this state of heart and this state of being in order for you to walk safely throughout the Shokurin Temple. A respect for all things around you at all times. And Komatsu and Toriko are fucking struggling. Their eyes are closed, they're walking around like, you know, like they're really fucking serious. So the next key point is going to be the reveal of the disciples. Now, the disciples of the Shokurin Temple, because we go into this one area, and the disciples are all there, lined up, okay? And the crazy thing about this is that there are over 100, almost exactly 100,000 disciples. And the thing about these disciples is that some of them are people that actually went on a journey and actually found the Shokurin Temple, and they wanted to master food etiquette and food honor so they themselves can become excellent chefs. However, a majority of the people there are criminals. They were criminals sent by their countries, and they were sent into the Forest of Seas so they can go find the Shokurin Temple, which is a pretty fucked up punishment, because Chin explains how, okay, well, if they can't handle the treatment here and they wind up running away, they're going to be lost in the Sea of Forest forever. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, man. I mean, it's the size of fucking Africa with invisible trees and creatures. No, that's not cool. That's not cool, man. It's not cool at all. But yeah, let's keep on number 2. Number 3 for this chapter is going to be Shu. After all this, Shu is revealed, and Shu is the assistant master of Chin. Of course, as he explains this, he's getting all the names wrong. And then Toriko gets cocky. Toriko gets really cocky, alright? He's like, yeah, but I want to be trained by the headmaster, not by you. And then Shu explains how, you've already been given a test by Master Chin. You know, just for an example, because I forgot what he called it. I think it was like a Draconi something. I'm not too sure exactly what it's called. The test in of itself. But he explains how when Toriko, Sani, and Komatsu, when they were in the Death Falls, and this is what tripped me out. This was the moment where I was like, whoa, this little guy is very fucking serious. Apparently, the 5,000 meter tall mountain that was falling upon Toriko and Sani and Komatsu, that mountain was gouged out by Master Chin. I was like, what the fuck? Why can't you relax, Master Chin has to, take things down a notch over here. He's sending water, he's sending these giant mountains falling upon Toriko's head for a training exercise. Crazy shit. I mean, we all knew what it took Sunny and Toriko in order to destroy them out. They had to combine their best techniques. The 36 Ren Kugi Punch, or 32 Ren Kugi Punch, and Toriko, and Sunny had to use his super spatula. They had to combine their powers together just so that they can get rid of this giant fucking mountain. And then Chin's like, well, that was a test, I was like, what the fuck? And then Toriko was like, well, what if I died? And then he's like, well, if you die, then that's that. You fail. I'm like, what the fuck? No, like, this guy's too serious. Way too serious. So that was really, that was funny as fuck, okay? And then after that, she was like, well, do you still want to train with them? I was like, no. We're good. We're not going to train with this guy anymore. We'll start with you. We'll work our way up, all right? The next key point is that Shu reveals that there are 3 systems of food etiquette. There are the beginning stages, the middle stage, and then the top stage. In order for someone to actually hold the bubbly fruit, they must be at least top stage food etiquette. At least. So, Toriko is going to go train with Shu, and then this brings upon the last key point, which is Toriko's gluttony, which is Toriko's sense of prey and predator, alright? Now, what happens here is that as they're walking across the Shokurin garden, there's a little lake, and Shu points to it, and the little lake is spewing up these bubbly fruits. And Toriko instantly like, oh shit, I came in for this shit. So he was like maybe 30 feet, 40 feet away. Yeah, I'm gonna say around 35 feet away. And then his eyes kind of like flare up, like you know how like Toriko is. Whenever he sees something that he likes, his eyes start to flare up, and he's like, yes, I want that. So he reaches towards, like he's still 40 feet away. He reaches towards the fruit, and the fruits all explode. They all just pop. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Shu notices how, because Toriko makes the assumption like, oh shit, like then my etiquette must be really, really bad, and I must hone my skills even more. So because like he's really like, what the fuck? Like this is gonna take a long ass time. But Shu notices that Toriko, in that instant of knowing that his objective was there, his eyes flared up. He had that sense of prey and predator, and he was gonna get. And Toriko had this sense of, I want to get this right now, and I'm gonna go and gunning for it. All right. And Shu's like, it's unfortunate because if he had a sense of food honor, if he had a high sense of food honor and food etiquette, he would have been able to get that fairly easily. So the thing about Shu is that, now he's like, you know what? Let's have a sparring match. And then Toriko's like, well, why? It's like, well, let's have a sparring match. And then Shu's like, but I'll go easy on you. I'm like, what the fuck? So getting a little cocky right there. And that's the end of the chapter. Yeah, so that's the end of the chapter. And so let me give you my overall thoughts on chapter 182 and 181, all right? 181 was good. All right. Well, no, it was okay. All right. It did reveal that the Bashoku Kai, they have completed, some of their objectives here. I mean, if in fact Chiyo was captured by the Bashoku Kai, then definitely they are succeeding in, capturing high-level chefs, and they may go to the gourmet world faster than expected. Okay, because what happens? See, what's happening here is that she was a chef of high caliber. She was, I think, like always in the top 5 until she disappeared. Okay. That means that she's able to handle the ingredients that can come from the gourmet world. Definitely. All right. The next thing I want to point out in chapter 181. All right. Chapter 181. The thing about this chapter is that the structure of the material in of itself that surrounds the Shokurin Temple. This may be prominent throughout the entire time Toriko and Komatsu stay within the temple themselves. All right. So say that they're sleeping. They're sleeping and their minds are not in food etiquette mode. Like they're not in like, oh shit, like life is important and I care about the honor of my, of like the food around me. Like, no. Like, so the temple may attack them while they're asleep. Maybe, I'm not too sure. All right. It would be kind of cool to see that happen. Not cool, but interesting to see it happen like that. The next thing I want to talk about here is chapter 182. This chapter, I'm not going to lie to you, when we found out that most of the people there were prisoners, were criminals, that to me was actually pretty cool. Pretty damn cool, alright? And the president is a pretty fucked up guy for letting Chin drop a mountain on Sunny and Toriko's head. Pretty messed up dude right there, okay? Letting that go down. But most definitely, this is going to take not a long time, but if they decide to do skips where like Toriko is already like a month into this training, because this may take a fairly long time in order for him to master food etiquette, considering the fact that he's considered the glutton of the 4 Heavenly Kings, so when he sees something, he wants it, and he's gonna gun for that shit. And granted, Toriko does pray whenever he eats. Like he always does the clap the hands together. And then he does I believe it's itadakimasu. Yeah, he does that. But at the same time, once the prayer is over, he's in glutton mode, starts starving, eating that, like he's like all over the place. So, he must maintain a sense of food honor. When he's eating, before he's eating, after he's eating, during he's eating, all that shit. Food honor. Now what I will say is that when it comes to the training at hand, no matter how long it takes, I have the feeling that Komatsu is going to learn it before Toriko. I have the feeling that Komatsu is going to raise in levels before Toriko. Because Komatsu has respect for food, okay? He does. And so does Toriko. But Toriko, once he's eating, fuck that, glutton, go. So maybe, I'm just saying, maybe Komatsu may learn his food etiquette faster than Toriko. Maybe. And the last thing is that obviously when Chin when Chin sensed something amiss at the end of the chapter of 182, he sensed something amiss with the chapter. He sensed something amiss with the situation at hand, and he was like something is wrong here, and I am hopefully Shu teaches Toriko fairly quickly, so Chin can give Toriko his ogies, you know, like kind of like a master pupil type relationship here. But yeah, ultimately speaking, my opinion, 182 very good, and 181 was okay. So I'll see you guys later. King Lightning, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a good day.